Self-doubt often begins as a quiet inner voice that questions your abilities, your decisions, and even your worth. But over time, it can grow into a powerful barrier that holds you back from stepping into leadership and fully expressing your potential. The truth is, confidence is not something reserved for a select few. It is a skill that can be developed through awareness, intentional thinking, and consistent practice. Inspired by the teachings of Joseph Murphy, we can begin to understand that the subconscious mind plays a critical role in shaping how we see ourselves and how we show up in the world. When you repeatedly tell yourself that you're not ready, not capable, or not good enough, your mind accepts those thoughts as truth and reinforces them through your behavior. However, when you consciously choose to replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones, you start to shift your internal narrative, and that shift becomes the foundation of true confidence. Leadership, at its core, is not about controlling others or having all the answers. It is about trusting yourself enough to take action, even when uncertainty is present. Every confident leader you admire has faced moments of doubt, but what sets them apart is their willingness to move forward despite those feelings. They understand that clarity often comes after action, not before it. By practicing small, consistent acts of courage, speaking up in a meeting, making a decision without overanalyzing, or taking responsibility for an outcome, you begin to rewire your mind to associate yourself with strength and capability. Communication also becomes more natural when it is rooted in self-trust, because you're no longer trying to prove your worth. Instead, you are expressing your ideas with honesty and purpose. Influence grows from authenticity, and authenticity is only possible when you are not hiding behind fear or self-doubt. As you continue to develop this mindset, you will notice that people respond differently to you. They listen more closely, they respect your perspective, and they are more willing to follow your lead. This transformation does not happen overnight, but with patience and persistence, it becomes a lasting part of who you are. The journey from self-doubt to leadership is ultimately a journey inward, where you learn to align your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with a version of yourself that is already capable of leading. When you embrace this process, you step into your authority not by force, but by naturally becoming the person who is ready to lead with confidence, clarity, and purpose. As you continue this journey, you begin to realize that leadership is not a destination you suddenly arrive at, but a daily practice shaped by the choices you make and the thoughts you consistently entertain. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is learning how to manage your internal dialogue, especially in moments of pressure or uncertainty. Instead of allowing fear to take control, you start to observe your thoughts and intentionally guide them in a direction that supports growth and confidence. This idea is deeply aligned with the philosophy of Joseph Murphy, who emphasized that what you impress upon your subconscious mind ultimately shapes your reality. When you begin to affirm your ability to lead, to decide, and to handle challenges effectively, you're training your mind to operate from a place of strength rather than hesitation. Over time, this mental discipline translates into visible leadership qualities such as decisiveness, emotional stability, and clear communication. You no longer feel the need to seek constant validation from others because your sense of direction comes from within. This inner certainty allows you to remain grounded, even when external circumstances are unpredictable or demanding. Another important aspect of stepping into leadership is learning how to take responsibility without becoming overwhelmed by it. True leaders understand that mistakes and setbacks are part of the process, and instead of viewing them as failures, they treat them as valuable feedback that helps refine their approach. This mindset not only reduces fear, but also encourages continuous improvement, which is essential for long-term growth. As you adopt this perspective, you also become more open to listening and learning from others, which strengthens your ability to connect and collaborate effectively. Leadership is not about having all the answers. It is about creating an environment where ideas can be shared, developed, and executed with confidence. When your actions are aligned with your values, your influence becomes more authentic and impactful. People are naturally drawn to individuals who are consistent, honest, and self-assured, and this connection builds trust over time. Trust, in turn, becomes the foundation of your leadership presence, allowing you to guide others without force or manipulation. As you continue to strengthen your mindset and refine your approach, you will notice that opportunities to lead begin to appear more frequently in your life. Whether it is in your career, your personal relationships, or your community, you will feel more prepared to step forward and take initiative. This readiness is not based on perfection, but on a deep sense of self-belief that continues to grow with every experience. By staying committed to this process and nurturing your inner confidence, you create a powerful cycle of growth where each step forward reinforces your ability to lead with clarity, courage, and authenticity. As this transformation continues to unfold, you begin to notice that your perception of challenges changes in a meaningful way, shifting from avoidance to engagement and from hesitation to intentional action. Situations that once triggered uncertainty now become opportunities to apply the confidence you have been building, allowing you to respond rather than react. This shift is a clear reflection of internal growth, where your mindset no longer defaults to fear, but instead leans toward possibility and solution-oriented thinking. Drawing inspiration from the teachings of Joseph Murphy, you understand that the images and beliefs you consistently hold in your mind begin to shape your external experiences, and as you strengthen those beliefs, your actions naturally align with a more empowered version of yourself. This alignment creates a sense of consistency in how you show up, which is a key element of effective leadership. People begin to recognize that your words and actions match, and this reliability builds a deeper level of trust and respect over time. Instead of trying to control every outcome, you develop the ability to focus on what you can influence: your attitude, your effort, and your response to each situation. This level of self-awareness allows you to remain steady even when circumstances are constantly changing, which is one of the most valuable traits a leader can possess. At the same time, you become more intentional in how you communicate, understanding that leadership is not just about speaking, but also about listening with genuine attention and empathy. When others feel heard and valued, they're more likely to engage, contribute, and support the vision you're working toward. This creates a collaborative environment where growth is shared rather than isolated, and where success becomes a collective achievement rather than an individual pursuit. As your confidence deepens, you also begin to set clearer boundaries and expectations, not from a place of control, but from a place of clarity and respect. You understand your values more clearly, and you're no longer willing to compromise them out of fear of judgment or rejection. This clarity strengthens your decision-making process, allowing you to move forward with greater certainty and less internal conflict. Over time, these consistent choices shape your identity as a leader, reinforcing the belief that you are capable, prepared, and worthy of the role you are stepping into. The journey itself becomes a source of motivation, as you recognize how far you have come and how much you have grown through each experience. Rather than waiting for the perfect moment or complete certainty, you embrace the idea that leadership is built through action, reflection, and continuous improvement. With each step forward, you're not only expanding your capabilities, but also inspiring others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of confidence and growth that extends beyond yourself and into every area of your life.